Welcome to my reaction. Not, analog this time. It's an ARG. I don't know what kind of ARG this is, but it was sent to me by my request by both Gato and the Railway of 80 Engine. Now they both offered me to, watch this video, even though I saw it beforehand. Um, the Railway of 80 Engine actually reminded me. And he was also the second person who became my Discord guy. You know what I mean? The person who just appeared. Anyways, since they both requested this, I'll be doing you guys a favor. We'll be splitting this to 3 parts, and this is by Creep Podcast. Now, if none of you guys don't know this, I don't know this either, but I did search it up on YouTube, and it will appear that this specific video, not just this one, but others related to it, is very popular apparently. So, that being said, make sure you like and subscribe to Creep Podcast, and let's get to this. Oh yeah, if you guys don't know what Creep Podcast is, it's basically like Meat Canyon and someone else. Like, they did do the ice cream thing. Well, I don't know if these are the same people with the ice cream thing. I think it was like Flash Kids and this other guy. Forgot his name because I never watched his videos. Anyways, let's just get to it.
Welcome back to CreepCast. Today we are going to be
God.
reading.
Okay, my ears just exploded. Not really, but it just, exploded from the voice. Even though it really didn't. But, he's pretty loud. Trying to lower the volume. We'll continue this, though. Gotta lower the volume.
Christian Wallace's I Found the Bunker of a Prepper Family Who Went Missing 3 years ago. Which, Isaiah, tell the people who Christian Wallace is, even though he needs no introduction.
Christian Wallace is one.
Oh wait, you put the
definitely one of our most frequently covered writers, I would say, and for good reason. The man has put out some absolute bangers. From My Wife Has Taken Our Roleplay Too Far, and the counter story, My Husband Has Taken Our Roleplay Too Far. Let me search this before. Sometimes I think of an author and I'm like, oh yeah, he wrote that. Yeah, and I say it with confidence. And then people later will be like, no, he did say that. And it's like, don't you do this for a living? And I'm like, well, that's debatable. I do this and I make money doing it. But to say I'm like professional at it implies a level of ownership that I'm not really, prepared for. And he also did The Only Other Astronaut on This Mission Died 6 weeks ago.
One of our favorites.
So those are some of the best stories we've covered on the channel, and we've covered a lot of his other stuff too. So we're reading another one of these stories today. Hunter saw this title a while back and has been.
That's actually pretty interesting. I should actually look at the Reddit. Actually, you know what? How about this? If this video hits 100 likes, I will be going on, I don't know, probably Reddit to find this ARG thing. And if the video hits 200 likes, we'll be reading some fanfic of, I don't know, anything you guys requested. They cannot be anything that isn't regulated to my videos. If you guys don't know what that means. I never had a fan-made game made about me. Or an ARG video made about me. Wouldn't that be interesting? For some reason, I'm thinking about someone doing that exact same thing that I'm literally saying, and I end up watching it. I hope this not hits me in a few years.
Really excited to read it ever since. So I'm getting out of the way. He picked this one out. So if it's Christian Wallace's first bad story, it's Hunter's fault.
It is my fault. But I will say I'm a huge I've done videos on my channel Papa Meat for it, but like doomsday preppers, like that kind of like end of the world scenario survivalist is such a, I don't know, it's such a fascinating community of people, you know, because it's one of those things. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's one of those things where you're just like, hey, you can't say that they're totally wrong, or so. It's like preparing for the inevitable, and I'm sure that some of them obviously go off the deep end or you know all that kind of stuff. But I will say there's something just like also, you know what it fucks with me is that I sometimes feel like I'm like, what do they know that I don't? You know, like I feel like they have something figured out that I don't, and that always fucks me up too. So I'm very curious to.
What the heck is he talking about? Not even the other guy knows what he's talking about.
See what
I think
angle Christian takes with this kind of like subject matter.
I will say during the flood, like Hurricane Helene, when all the roads and like infrastructure was gone for a few weeks, and it was kind of everyone was left to fend for themselves.
I actually heard of that. That was horrible. Way worse than any other hurricane can ever do. But you have to remember the damage some of the other hurricanes did. That was something. I think it was in the middle of it with my family. Yeah, definitely.
Guess who had the food, the electricity, and was able to help everyone else?
No shit, really.
The preppers.
Yeah.
They had a ton of food because they had food supplies for years. They were handing them out to people, and they had electricity, and they had like Starlink systems so people could contact their families and let them know they were okay. They could coordinate with other people to tell rescue crews where to go and stuff like that. So made the difference.
With a flood, this might be a stupid question, but are the underground bunkers, they would just flood too, right? Or are there some that are actually airtight sealed?
He actually is right. Some bunkers can flood if no one prepares a bunker more correctly, like, you know, cover the plot holes of the bunker and try to find a regulation area for the air vents. Because you might not know how horrible a natural disaster can be when it's too late. But he is right. You know, they should at least figure out something about the flood in case, you know, someone goes in the bunker and stuff surrounding, because they literally need to make the entire bunker airtight sealed.
Where they could flood and they'd be fine.
I mean, you can get ones that are sealed. It's so unless you're in the
run out of
lowlands,
oxygen though, right?
You would. I mean, like if you get really serious about this, you can have a rebreather system, you know, set up. Where like you have an airway that like has a vent that's on higher ground,
right,
or whatever. It's all where your
That's literally what I was talking about.
Intake is. But most of it wasn't like standing water you're stuck under. It's like floods of water that you just need to keep away from the door, right? So if you're on any level of elevation and not next to a river, any kind of bunker would have been able to endure it because you're not just setting under it.
Right.
Most of the damage was caused by the wind and like the torrential rains creating these like mudslides and stuff like that.
Interesting. Well,
but I'll tell you what, you know, joke all you want, but when the power goes out, guess who's laughing? Guess who's got?
Yeah, it's one of those. There's this Larry the Cable Guy bit from back in the day when he's like, everybody makes fun of a redneck until their car breaks down or something like that. It's like that kind of like it's that same kind of vibe. But
the old saying, the man who sleeps with a machete is a fool every night but one.
Yeah, God, so fucking brutal. So cool though. It's sick. I mean, I'm excited though. Christian Wallace has, I mean, like I would say the astronaut story is one of my favorites. It also caused me to talk about Mr. Floppy, which maybe Mr. Floppy will make an appearance here. I don't know.
I hope not. I hope not.
We'll see.
Please, God.
But yeah, I mean, if anything, let's get into it.
Discover your next home at Azelle Apartments, where modern living meets natural beauty in Kissimmee. Choose from.
You know, I just realized that on my new set, the way it's set up, where you can see the cryptid tier chart back there, which I will finish at some point. But you drew the big demon-headed thing saying kind of cringe. And that's like the largest single item in my background.
You've got to change that.
The biggest thing on my set is something you did.
That is unfortunate, and you should change that. You need to commission like a sculpture or something of like a cryptid.
Well, what I want to do when I get this room's temporary. This is in the new house, right? And I'm just waiting for like the little studio to get built next to the house.
Right.
When that studio's built, I want the inside of it to look like a log cabin.
Oh, that's fun.
Like a fireplace and stuff. And I want to have a huge mount made. Like I have the little, like the normal deer over there that I put the night vision on. I want to have like a massive, there's this, what's the thing? I think it's when the deer get too much calcium at like pay hunt farms. But they won't shed old antlers. They'll just grow new ones. It's like it's not good for the deer and stuff like that. That's what happens when you overspike their diet. But it gets these weird, like monstrous looking racks to come out of them. And I want to have like a commission art piece that looks like that with like a huge, like monstrous skull in the night, like a Wendigo, mount with the night vision. And I want to put that as like a mantelpiece over the back of the room.
I mean, that would be fucking sick, especially being in a log cabin. You would literally have for your set. It would look like the Lonely Broadcast Station.
Well, I mean? So the way the set's going to look is one wall is going to be like solid cabin walls, fireplace, and all that, and then the other wall is floor to ceiling windows that is pushed up against the forest.
Oh, how fun!
It's like in the forest.
I'd be fucking freaked out being in there at night. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, I'm where I am right now. I keep putting more lights up, so it's like you can walk around the property at night. But when those lights are off,
well, dude, that's what I'm saying. We need to do a night.
When are we going to get to the story? Like making Iris squirm. What's that mean?
Recording one night and really try to read one that we think is actually scary, and I want to see you fucking squirm in that new office because that way I feel like because I've done that even before. I've kept my composure, but there's times where I'm alone at my studio and I'll like. And I'm so immersed in the story that I feel like I'm like seeing things. So I kind of like look up or I'll look behind me or something casually. It's just, it fucks with you so well. But dude, the forest right there, no, there's no way. I would pussy out so bad.
Where I'm at right now, I've got, so this room's on the second story. So there's like trees that hang right outside the window. And at night, I'll open the window to let the breeze in. So there's been a couple times I've been playing a scary game or watching something scary, and I'll glance and I'll see the wind like pushing the limbs towards the window back and forth. It's excellent vibe, but terrifying. So.
Are they close enough that are they close enough that they like tap your window?
They're not close enough to tap, but they're close enough that they're in the peripheral, kind of bowing in.
I bet you anything like you start, you like just you imagine, you just hear it, and you're like just like the. I bet you're going to start feeling like you hear something. You know, it's too perfect of an environment to not have that happen.
One night I came in here, and an owl. I had the window open, and there was an owl that was perched on the window, and he was facing away from me. But it was dark in the room and he was fat. So walking into the room, it looked like the back of someone's head.
Oh, God.
Right?
No.
But like I said, this is a second story. So that would be like an 11-foot tall
giant man walking around.
Yeah.
The giants in the Appalachians. Yeah.
I walk into the door and I freeze and I see like the silhouette and then it flies away. And I jumped out of my skin. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
Good times.
Yeah.
I'll get scared for a recording one night. That'll be fun.
I hope anyone encounters something like that too. I think some people have, which is hilarious. Let me know if you guys encountered something like that before. That happened to you guys.
We should, yeah.
Like that,
also, thank you to our audio listeners right now who are driving or usually at work from what we see. Thank you for listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast. It helps us out if you give us a nice rating. And then also to our Patreon members who
remember to follow those two on I think it was, what was it again? I don't know what I know what Spotify has. I don't know what this is, but follow up them on these two
from what we see. Thank you for listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast. It helps us out if you give us a nice rating. And then also to our Patreon members who got a little exclusive story yesterday or a couple days ago. And we'll probably be getting me a little more frequently while Isaiah has his beautiful baby coming soon. So if you want some extra content, feel free to go there, support the channel. If not, you get all the free content right here, baby. Otherwise, Isaiah, do you want to jump in?
Go ahead and jump in. I do have one question for the people, because you brought up that a lot of people comment that they listen at work and stuff like that. What I feel like there's not a ton of jobs you can do that, right? Well,
I don't know.
There are a ton. There has to be a ton of jobs where you can't do that.
I mean, probably, but I think I don't know. Like even whenever I did like construction or something, I always had like an earbud in. I mean, like
construction
you can't have
and stuff like that. Yes, if it's you doing a task, absolutely, I get it. But if you're in any kind of like service position, like someone can't be working a checkout, right?
Well, of course not.
To the show.
But you know what I do see is people will say on their lunch break, they'll put something on, or I would say a large part of our audience, I think, while they're doing like, I think that we are background fodder for people cleaning their house. I believe is a big one too. People are like, yeah, I just want to do my errands.
I mean, that absolutely makes. I do the same thing. I listen to YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's the best background fodder. For
I listen to CreepCast. Yeah, I listen to myself talk.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That was actually completely understandable about the food and lunch breaks. No, if you guys don't know this, there are some people who eat food like, if they are in a gourmet restaurant in a way. You guys don't know what I mean by that. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine that you go to work, you go on your lunch break, and you eat regular food, nice eggs and beef, and probably some bread. That's basically breakfast I'm describing. Okay, well, anyways. And then you see a person right by you who eats the most fanciest foods, who has literally salt and peppers, who sprinkles some of that down, and it looks really good. I think it's a giant steak with some greenery on it. Anyways, they sprinkle some of that down, throw it into the microwave, cook it, and then boom, they get a whole plate, literally a whole plate, with a fork and a knife to complete it. There are literally people like that. I mean, serious. Like actual people who's like that. Who, just do the fancy way. It's pretty interestingly funny if you guys think about it.
We can go ahead and get into it.
And we will leave a link to Christian's. He has an anthology book as well. We'll leave a link to his stuff in the description.
With teeth. We're also going to leave a link to his website, chwallace.co.uk. Even though he's from the UK, I forgive him. He has a link to a ton of his one-off stories as well as his like short stories and stuff like that on there. So be sure to check him out. He's a fantastic author.
I feel like some of the best writers are from the UK that we've read. Even like Neon Tempo with the left-right game. That's also a UK lad.
And Dathan's American. He's American. Yeah. He's on the right side of the pond. That's right.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Okay.
The undercover nun made cult members of the church to serve her fearsome great god.
Okay, so remember, this will be a 3-part series or 4. It's probably going to be a 3 or 4-part series because I myself don't have a lot of time. Well, I do have like a lot of time. It's just I don't want to watch a whole 1-hour video for a very long time. So I could just split it into multiple parts. So if you guys see a part on the, on the, it's not gonna be on Twitch. It's gonna be on YouTube. If you guys see one that says part 1, then I might have to do a 3-part series of this podcast. So yeah.
I found the bunker of a prepper family who went missing 3 years ago.
I should probably remove this.
Dr. Daniel Vance was a smart man. Too smart for his own good, maybe. 40 years old, a lecturer in fluid dynamics with a mind made of shapes and numbers. No one knows why, one day, on a whim, crunched the numbers on the apocalypse and came to a troubling conclusion. He didn't share exactly what it was he deduced, But given that he immediately quit his job and liquidated his many assets, it's fair to say it wasn't positive. Swept up in the wake of the tremendous upheaval was his wife, a 24-year-old PhD student who had grown infatuated with Daniel some time before. She loved the strange bear of a man who could just as easily build a log cabin as he could explain the idiosyncrasies of an asteroid's orbit. Speaking to Daniel always left you with the profound impression he was right. So when he told her what he wanted to do, she agreed. 15 years and 5 children later, the Vances were living in the distant woods just beyond my...
Lord have mercy, 5 children later. I feel bad for that woman. She has to squeeze them out like toothpaste just to survive with this guy, Vance. Anyways.
Hometown. They were enigmatic, richer than the Pope, and extremely serious about their prepper lifestyle. But they were also funny, easygoing, and incredibly compelling to speak to.
Aww.
This is like Ted Kaczynski if he could speak to women.
Well, he's not. We don't know he's Ted Kaczynski yet. I will say I do like this.
Super smart PhD guy builds log cabin in the woods. If he didn't write about murdering women that he was afraid to go on dates with, and instead
that's what I mean. Is we have no this.
What kind of stories are they reading?
The doctor has no fault like that yet. If anything, I do like that dynamic of like very scholarly man has wife who is like infatuated with his studies. Now they like live remotely. This setup also of like I love this setup too. Not to stop it too soon, but the idea that a learned man is doing this thing, it doesn't seem crazy, right?
Yeah,
these things. It's a person that is too smart for their own good, and them doing it, you really don't think anything of it. But I'm curious to see where it takes that left turn.
I'll also say there again, not to make this about me, but I like making stuff about me. There is a surprising number of people you'll find, a lot of them I found during the flood, who are like preppers who, live off the grid, own their own generator for power, use wood pellet stoves for heat and stuff like that, who will come to find out are incredibly accomplished doctors, researchers, inventors. There's this one guy who was one of the people bringing supplies, repairing equipment for people. And it turns out that he had the patent on a bunch of like surgical technology, stuff like that.
Like, so he was loaded.
Yeah. But no, they'd rather just live off the grid, put their stuff together. It's like you get to a point where you're like, hey, this whole like rat race societal thing, maybe not for me. Maybe all I need is a fireplace and a wife, I
also think that people, because of TV and stuff, have also made like every doomsday prepper person is like a religious fanatic or like a sheltered person, or like trying to get all of these like negatives attached to it, when it could just be some people are just like too smart for their own good. They're just like, we should probably have these backups. We should probably have these commodities, Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, you never know what can go wrong.
Who knows? I'm just too lazy. If the world ends, I'm going to lay on my lawn outside, and I'm just going to let it take me.
What?
I'm sure if the world ends, I'm going to lay on my lawn outside, and I'm just going to let it take me.
No.
I'm sure my wife will flee, and she will live her life with
Bro, at least bring a blanket and a pillow. Because if you're gonna lay on the lawn, bring a blanket with you and a pillow to make yourself even more comfortable. I think that seems logical, right?
a man who was willing to survive, but I'm just going to be like, I can't. I just simply cannot.
Just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, it's a thunderstorm. All right, I'm dead.
It's well played, world.
Yeah,
well played.
Checkmate. I get it.
They're running a vacuum right outside of the door.
I can't hear anything, but
okay. If you can't hear it, we'll keep going. But it made me think of that thing some streamer did, where there were housekeepers in the background, and he was like embarrassed.
I think
to
it's
keep
XQC.
speaking. So
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
The many mentions of XQC on this podcast.
Bro, he is dying right now.
We've only mentioned him twice, right?
Yeah.
I think.
The many. Yeah,
Which,
the infinite.
Yeah, that is a surprising number to come up.
Yeah.
You're right. But they were also funny, easygoing, and incredibly compelling to speak to. Larger-than-life survivalists who swept into town with bizarre requests that thrilled local businesses. Vast quantities of cement, iron, lead, and steel were all shipped through the remote mountains so that the Vances could build their shelter. The advanced methods they used to keep it secret were legendary. Daniel had once spent 6 months earning the license necessary to drive HGVs up to his compound so that no one else lay eyes on it. And on one occasion, when a company had refused their request for GPS tracker-free vehicles, he bought them out wholesale so that they had no choice.
Oh my god. Why?
Wow.
What are HGVs, by the way?
Go back.
GPS tracker-free vehicles, he bought them out wholesale so that they had no choice. Wow.
What are HGVs, by the way?
High something vehicles. It's heavy equipment that you use to transport materials on.
Okay, so it's not just like a semi truck. It's something that can like go up a mountain or something, or like it's more terrain or heavy, right? Good Lord, you okay?
Heavy. I'm getting over the.
Like a snow vehicle or a tank? Like one with special wheels?
Blue heavy
Oh, I
goods vehicles. So any like tractor trailer.
Oh, okay, so
like
it's just so it's just like a semi bed truck,
yeah,
basically.
semi or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah. So when they stopped
I don't
appearing
know
in
what that
town
is.
during the pandemic, when requests for food and goods stopped and all contact was dropped, most attributed it to lockdown. They had a bunker and had spent their entire lives training to be self-sufficient in the face of civilization's collapse. Even Alexander, the youngest at just 3, was already collecting firewood as a chore and learning what local plants were edible. Most of us just assumed that if anyone could ride out COVID without breaking a sweat, it would be the Vances. The reality turned out to be something else. When the worst came to light, we discovered that Daniel had used the pandemic.
Man, COVID was horrible. I'm gonna say right now, COVID was really horrible, and you guys would agree on that too.
As an excuse for a dry run. The family intended to spend 6 months in lockdown and essentially beta test their fallout bunker. 3 months in, and the sheriff received a distress call on the radio. Coordinates were provided by the hushed voice of a sobbing child that most assume was Alexander, even though that's never been proven. The police arrived and found the bunker still sealed. It took hours for emergency responders to cut into the door. All the while, efforts were made to contact the family within, but to no avail. Once inside, police were left dumbfounded. There was no one to be rescued. No bodies, no survivors. There was evidence the door's locking mechanism had failed and trapped the Vances inside with no way out. But if so, where had they gone?
So
Okay, this is some dimensional type of crap happening here. Now, you guys might not know what dimensional means. It means like, another worldly force sucking you into a dimensional plane. Oh my god, I'm dizzy. I'm gonna fall. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, I'm actually about to fall. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Okay, as I was saying, it's like a dimensional pole, like something that pulls you in a portal in another gateway of another reality. Now, we did do multiverse, that Project Earth thing. I think you guys could listen to my other self, past Jupiter. The other snake is Jupiter, so you guys can understand what he meant. So, but yeah, I think the family got pulled into another dimension and got stuck there. Or maybe there's some paranormal thing, something that is paranormal or supernatural. Maybe they are there, but they're not. Like, they cannot see them or something.
so That's kind of crazy. So a child called in the report to even let people know where they're at. But now it looks the thing was basically it's sealed shut, no way of getting out, but they're gone.
Yes, correct.
That is that's horrifying. I mean, like, what kind of mystery even? You know what? Like, it just reminds you of something where it's like the kind of like the lonely broadcast station stuff of like the 411 missing reports, where it's like, oh, they're gone, and then all of a sudden they just reappear. Like there's kind of that like weird phenomenon. It has that vibe, but also the idea of a child escaping and calling the cops is such a horrifying. It's such a horrifying call to hear, and it's so creepy how like casually it's just brushed by. Like a child weeping calls and we like went to work. Like it's so nonchalantly said.
Mm-hmm. It's probably the 3-year-old, which how did a 3-year-old know? But
you would have to assume it's older than that, right? Because they had 5 kids.
Oh yeah, that's true. It sure could be any one of them.
I can see through my cup that I'm holding. Yeah, I got a cup here. And it says sus. My God, I have a cup full of sus. No, it literally says it inside the bottle. Like it literally says "sus" in it. I don't know why, but I'm having an Among Us vibe right now. That has the word "sus." Yeah, I'm making sound effects. Don't judge me. I need to edit my videos, but I can't because I don't know how to figure out the flip a clip.
So kid calls, they were sealed inside, but they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there a secret door in the bunker? Does it go deeper? You know,
that's what I'm wondering. Do you go into a thing where they discover that he was even wilder than they expected and went even deeper into the earth, or, you know, like some kind of weird, cavity or something like that. Or did something burrow in? I don't know.
Okay, you remember how at the beginning it said that he was doing like equations and then he freaked out and that's what started all this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Okay, so they go back and look at his equations and it's like a bunch of numbers and like symbols and stuff. And at the end, it just says mole people.
What? Dear God. I thought I was right about the dimensional thing. I wasn't expecting mole people. Bro.
Yeah, it's like all these. It's like, how did he do this math? They got to mole people. he has a perfectly preserved mole skull in his room.
Then someone's at the side. They're like, if he was afraid of mole people, why would he dig down?
Yeah, one of the cops is like, why would you dig down? And then there's like an obvious mole person in a cop uniform.
That is very strange. I don't know why he would.
What if the family turned to mole people? Oh, they must have been locked in the bunker at some point by accident, and they became mole people. Imagine, guys, that one of my things will be correct. Dimensional thing, paranormal, or just mole people. And it'll
Do
be
that.
there.
We should probably just get out of here, right?
Large claws.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Bob, that's a damn fine idea. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go get some breakfast.
Does anyone want to go to the caves, perhaps, to eat?
Hold on a second. Let me dig this hole real quick.
Bob and his holes.
Oh,
of course.
Okay, I'm ready.
Please.
Oh my God. Every time.
Beds and cots lay everywhere with moldering yellow sheets, buckets close to hand with stains all around them. Some doors were barred, others smashed to pieces. There was evidence of makeshift quarantines and, in places, it looked like violence. The police, usually a fantastic source of gossip, were not forthcoming until the town demanded answers and the sheriff was forced to offer only the barest of outlines.
An outbreak of waterborne illness has struck the Vances down not long after they were locked inside and unable to seek help. Rumors of contagion were overstated and fueled by unrelated rise of COVID. Whatever contaminant had killed the Vances, it was non-organic in nature. No need to panic. The Vances' loved ones had been notified. The bunker was going to be demolished, and we could all put this terrible tragedy behind us.
Okay, so you decided to break down everything, but not decide to look into the cremator in case if the bodies are there.
Don't you hate those waterborne illnesses that completely vaporize the body and clothes?
Yeah, I mean, this 100% just sounds like a cover-up, right?
Yeah, of course.
100% not telling the public what is actually happening.
Just...
Yeah, or I should have been.
An outbreak of waterborne illness has struck the Vinces down.
There it is.
Exactly. I should
That's what I was about to say.
Damn it, I should have done that. Fuck. Sir, your whiskers.
That was
Sir, you have mud all over your whiskers.
Oh, sorry.
Wipes it off.
Thank you.
that was
Officer Mole, what seems to be the problem?
We don't know.
Yeah, that pitch was over your left shoulder and you swung at it.
I know. It was right there for the taking. I'm so sad. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Why did anybody? And you have things / CreepCast 10 FM.
No.
An emergency. Like 1,000 of them.
And built for any jobs, good to go. And after you order, they'll ask you where you heard about Brunt. So do us a favor and tell them we sent you. Thank you to Brunt for sponsoring this episode. Now back to the episode.
Of course, we still had questions. 1,000 of them. Why hadn't the family called for help? Had radios, computers, smartphones too. They were survivalists, not Amish. And where were they? I like the implication that the Amish wouldn't call for help.
Well, also, yeah, well, I think he's trying to say that the Amish don't have cell phones, but
They
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
have
sure
cell phones, but
I'm pretty sure the Amish do have like a fucking Verizon plan.
So it's different to different groups depending on where you're at. But a lot of the Amish people I know are like, they'll say that it's okay to use technology for work or stuff like that. Like they'll drive vehicles for work and stuff like that. It's leisure typically that they stay away from. So they'll call you in an emergency or like if they need something. It's not like, well, I guess it's time to die here, Jedediah.
Yeah, Jebediah, grab the messenger owl and send this to the hospital quick. It's like, no, they'll make a fucking call, dude. Verizon? T-Mobile, what are these evil spells you speak of?
Oh my God.
What are these demons in your magic box?
Yeah, I don't want any temptation from you devils. Away with you!
That vacuum I mentioned earlier is like shoved up on the door now, and I think it's because the Amish are upset.
This is the Amish vacuuming your house. Isaiah, let us in, you dirty boy.
Yeah, I open the door and they're just dressed like pilgrims.
How long can someone vacuum directly outside of the door? I've heard it for fucking 25 minutes. 25 uninterrupted fucking minutes. It's just been a person fucking vacuuming the same spot. Go out there and tell him it's clean. You got it. You got it.
It's like
no one vacuums for that long, to be honest.
It's a hallway too that's like 18 inches wide.
How long is the it's a 780 foot hallway, so it takes a while. Like echoes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you since you haven't visited yet. So I bought the house from House of Leaves. It's actually a non-Euclidean hallway that has an unmappable entrance.
So I forgot to tell you, I bought the Winchester Mansion, and they're vacuuming the stairs that lead to nowhere right now. So
technically, the house is the hallway. So.
Yeah, we are the hallway. We've become the hallway.
Yeah.
So they got continue on
okay, I think they left for now. It's like a shark. It keeps circling back.
Yeah, I know. I bet you she's right. Whoever's vacuuming, they're like right by they're right by the door. And as soon as you stop talking, they turn it back on. Or as soon as you start talking, they turn it back on.
What's also funny about this is I'm doing the YouTuber thing where I'm really unappreciative of people that are helping me take care of my house.
Listen, it's you can have all the appreciation in the world. What could possibly be near your door that they have not gotten? What could have happened?
I don't know. It's just hardwood. It's on that complex.
It's hardwood. It's a rug. They're not even vacuuming carpeted floors. They're vacuuming.
There's not even a rug there.
Oh my God. Get a broom. Get a Swiffer. What are you possibly vacuuming? It's hardwood.
This is going to go down as the most out of touch conversation
it's plastic wheels. It's plastic wheels on hardwood. Oh my God.
Knock, knock. Ding dong. Don't stop watching. It's snack time.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, they were survivalists, not Amish. And where were they? What had happened to their bodies? Why hadn't they simply left? We shouted these and more at the town meeting, but the police simply refused to comment. For most of us, the excitement lasted another week or two until we realized we weren't getting answers anytime soon.
Excitement? You mean terror, right?
Besides, the pandemic was in full swing and most of us had other things to worry about. The tragic story eventually faded until it was just one of those awful things in the town's history that we didn't talk about. I was as guilty as anyone else of just forgetting about it. I certainly never expected to find the bunker out there in the woods. Faded police tape still on the open door that hung wide open with scorch marks around the lock. It stood out in the woods like someone had cut a hole right in the fabric of reality. The darkness so deep and black it almost ached to look at. The sight of it made my heart drop into my stomach. Radiated pain. Does that make sense? I think some part of my lizard brain picked out details that wouldn't become apparent to me until I got closer, like the bloody finger.
I am a chameleon. I carry a lizard brain. Bruh. Lizard brain. I just love the description of that.
Streaks that stained the handle from where someone had scrabbled furiously at the lock without success. And the tiny viewing window had been smashed with a hammer that still lay nearby. I needed only to glimpse it to imagine the family taking turns to stand there and scream into the woods, desperate for rescue.
Good God.
Under any other circumstances, I would have run, but I'd gone there looking for my dog. My light revealed a few wet paw prints making their way down the dusty concrete tunnel.
Oh God. Fuck. Oh God. No.
What?
I'd abandon the dog. There's no way.
No, come on.
I can't. There's no way.
Have you ever?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Don't abandon that adorable dog. Like every dog is adorable to me. Literally. Even the ones who have literally small legs are adorable to me. Yes. Thank you. Like, I'm being serious. No one will ever abandon a dog, no matter how ugly or how fat or how small-legged they are. Yes. Talking about you. Anyways.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, you go for it.
Have you ever abandoned, or have you ever, like what's urban exploration is a lame way to say it, but have you ever been in the woods and like checked out abandoned structures and stuff?
No, because I'll tell you why is because, well, one, I've seen too many movies, and then two, I don't want to fall. I'm big. I'm a fat man, so I don't want to fall through any floors. And then three, I just imagine there's like squatters or something there that is going to hurt me. So no. And then also an active crime scene where there's bloody fingerprints where people have died and they haven't found the bodies. And then, of course, my amazing little fucking pupper had to just, well, why don't I go down there?
Oh my God.
I'm good.
Well,
time to go to Petco.
I've told the story on here about like checking out the abandoned penitentiary, I think, and stuff like that. But I love walking through abandoned buildings and stuff like that.
You know, if your dog ends up going in there and never coming back, you know what you should do? You should just, I don't think the police will actually be reliable, but the FBI will. So somehow contact the FBI or convince the police station, you know.
This is weirdly reminiscent of there's some game I played where you're a man in the woods and there's an old bunker and your dog goes into it.
What? That's a game?
Wait, there's an actual game about that?
That has to be influenced by the story though, right?
It was the Blair Witch video game.
Interesting.
Okay,
This
yeah,
came out a
I
while
actually
back,
seen
and it
it.
was set in the universe of the Blair Witch, and you played as a guy who I think was a veteran who was coming home.
Who remembers this game? Because I do. I remember this game. I've seen someone played it before. I think it was Markiplier who played it actually, or was it PewDiePie? Anyways, I can't tell which one, but one of those two played this game. It's a pretty good game too.
Because there was a missing
I never played it, but I watched it.
person out in the woods. So him and his dog went out there to look for it. And most of the game is you walking through the woods as like the Blair Witch gives you visions. And the dog is like your only companion out there. And there's one segment where he starts to hallucinate memories of like Afghanistan overlaid. So it's like these barracks in the middle of the woods, and the dog goes down into them and you follow. That's right. That's what it was. The game actually went kind of hard. I
think there was more than just hallucinations. I think the entire place is time loop. If you guys didn't know about that.
I don't know what the public reaction was to, but there's this segment at the end of the game where the dog's injured and you walk with the dog for a long time and the message starts showing up saying, leave him. So you think the only way you can get out is to lay the dog down and like leave him in the woods. But I think I did something different or went backwards or something, and it fixed it so you can get out with the dog. But I remember like walking around for a while not knowing what to do and then seeing the message leave him, and I like my stomach dropped. Like I can't leave the dog. But Hunter would leave.
I would look at that pixelated dog and I would immediately turn around. I'd throw a bone down into the dark alley and I'd just go the opposite direction immediately.
Okay, so we're on 34 and 55 of the minutes. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end the video right now. I'm gonna make it into part 1. I'll make it into part 2 Monday, because I got some stuff to do on the other 2 days on the weekend. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel and Twitch channel. If you guys want to watch the entire podcast or just wait for me to react, I will, I'll put down a link down there so you guys can see the entire podcast if you guys want to. So, this ARG is pretty interesting. And it's also a story too. Anyways, it's pretty interesting. So, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Oh, if you guys want to send any analog horror or terrifying ARG, I got like 3 sections, remember? So one of the sections are meant for the horror stuff. But the other one is meant for fan art, if you guys want to make fan art of me, Anyways, you guys don't want me like fan art. So I could like put on my post and, set up the creators of, whoever created that. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Wait, give me a moment. Yeah, gotta take it.